Hello everyone, welcome back. I am your diviner today, LotusMaje Divination, and today you see the thumbnail, you see the title, you know we are going to be doing a reading on the Stonehenges. So the one in particular that I'm more so interested in doing a reading on because I feel like the Stonehenge just in Britain has been beaten, done, and dead over the head. I more so want to do a reading on the Stonehenges that they supposedly found here in Michigan underneath the waters. And if you are anyone who is a big fan of Outlander, you know that some people see them as time traveling stones, which AKA is someone, well, let me not say AKA, but if you did not know, apparently the stone hinges that they show in Britain is a cash grab because there's actually some older stones. I believe they're called the Kellenish stones. My sister can correct me on this because we went to the Isle of, is it, I keep saying Lewis and Clark, but I know it's something different. It was Lewis and something. Crap. Okay, Scotland, put your tomatoes away. Don't beat me up. Just correct me in the comments. But I know it was something on the island of Lewis and something, and I believe they're called the Kalenish stones, and they're actually older. I actually went to go see them, so it was pretty nice. It was a lovely trip. Definitely would do it again. It was a nice little island. It was a nice vacation, but to get off that rant, there's some stone hinges apparently that they found here under the one of the Great Lakes here in Michigan, and you know, people are interested, and I just kind of want to see if there's something here with the stones. Like, are they landlines? Are they connected? Were they like spiritual places? What's the meaning of them? Like, why are these stone structures found in multiple places? As far as we can tell, as you know, history is always rewriting itself, the more we discover and find out. So, and unveil. So I kind of want to see if there's something that I'm going to get on that. With all of that being said, please keep in mind that I am an intuitive reader. So I like to say basically that I am a spiritual translator. So there are certain things I'm going to pick up on that I'm going to try to translate or relate to you all, but I may misconstrue them or mistranslate it or whatever the case may be, because again, you know, things get lost in translation. So, with all of that being said, please know that all statements made are alleged for entertainment purposes only, okay? That means just use my readings as confirmation. If it's something that you also feel that is correct, great. If it's not, throw it in the trash and we'll all be okay, all right? My feelings won't be hurt. You won't be feeling mad and in a tizzy and ready to fight me in the comments and stuff, okay? All right? Deal. So, with all of that being said, now we can actually get into this reading. Just to reiterate, I'm mainly focusing on the ones that we discovered here in Michigan because, yeah, I feel like the ones in Britain has been dead and gone. Okay, it's been beat over the heads. So I want to know about the ones here in Michigan. See if we're gonna get something. And the way this mugwort is really smoking out in here, you know what? I might hold on because I'm gonna wake people up. There's a little cleansing going on in here because it really smoked out. this flipped over in the deck here. It was the second card. Let's see if I can get one more. And yes, I did. And I'm going to pull this back up to the top because this flipped over before I did. So I want to get the true underlying energies here. So we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. I'm getting obscure. The Knight of Cups. To me, that could be dealing more so with spiritual or kind of like some kind of emotional or cultural tie to me. Then we also have Judgment, and then the Three of Wands here. So I'm gonna say this, but okay, I'm gonna clarify as I go. I am getting something here about like some kind of like heavenly worship, but not heavenly in the sense of what I'm gonna say with me or with most typical people who are of the Abrahamic religion would think of, more so heavenly as in astrology is what I'm kind of more so getting, heavenly worship in that form. I'm going to try to stop holding back because this is a woo-woo reading, so it's just going to be what it is. Again, it feels like it's a heavenly worship of some sort, but not of like, you know, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit astrology, the course of the planets, the I don't know, like is it of the sun? Is it of a certain comet or a planet or something like that? I'm not sure what's the alignment or anything for, because you know oftentimes a lot of these ancient structures is some kind of alignment with a some kind of astrological um event is the word. Yes, I don't know why I was about to struggle to say that. But then we also have the Nine of Cups in reverse here. Wishes not being fulfilled. So its purpose or creation didn't satisfy its purpose or creation. The Chariot here. Do I stay or do I go? What kind of movement? Something changed. And then the Wheel of Fortune, but it's coming up in the upright. Oh, look at that. Sun is underlying energy too. Wheel of Fortune. Okay. I feel like I get this often. Like, I feel like I come in on the tail end of it, and it's always like, oh, well, you know, it was originally created for this, but it didn't serve its purpose. But obviously, the people who created it is no longer here. Like, they used it for blah, 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 blah. To worship some kind of form or faction of their life that no longer exists or that has been forgotten or whatever the case may be. Okay, let's see here. See, look at this. I just, again, I'm not going to be surprised if this is the case because, again, as somebody who is very much into um, like looking up a lot of things dealing with ancient structures, oftentimes it seems like there is always a through line of them being connected to some kind of celestial or astrological event. But I don't know, was something with this makes me feel like the timing or something wasn't calculated correctly. Something was off. Celestial spirit, leap of faith. The Knight of Cups here. Faith. So, you know, oftentimes a lot of people associate water with, did they purposely put it underwater? Just a thought. feel like we can't get carbon dating on rocks, can we? Because I don't know if there's a way they could ever prove what I'm about to say right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if this was something that was built kind of like towards the end of not the Granite Dryas, like the Ice Age kind of thing. Like when it probably first started melting or things started changing, it probably was like a little valley or something. But then it ended up being sunken underwater because the glacial melt. Experimental inquiry, and this is all dealing with like spirit and celestial judgment. This isn't something dealing with like old, basically like, I don't want to say that, grave. Then we have transceptive resonance, water of water. You know, the lazy me would say, I wonder if there is some kind of connection here because with all of the, you know, water just holds like a lot of spiritual purpose. And I don't care, in every freaking religion and culture you can think of, water holds a lot of significance. It plays a major role. And I kind of feel like it was on purpose. It was placed there where it is. Subconscious reflection is the underlying energies along with the ground of being. Nothing kind of like a glacier. Just thinking. And then we have, what's this? Sovereign equality. What is it with the... Is this the sun and moon kind of thing? Because I feel like it's kind of giving like the... who is it? Apollo and Nyx kind of like storytelling here. Boundaries. Expansion. Boundaries and yet expansion. What? Or is it paying homage to Jupiter? If I'm gonna take this for a literal thing. Or is it Saturn and Jupiter? Because again, Jupiter speaks to expansion or seeing beyond, but then with boundaries here, that's giving like Saturn energy, like hold up. And so this is a card that's sticking out to the side. So we're going to see what this is. Transformation. So dealing with the end of an era into a new. Dealing with a different time into a new. And what is this last one here? Love. Taj Mahal. So I feel like I've gotten something like this when I did the reading on the Gobekli Tepe thing, and I took the love to mean like, oh, it could have been a ode to a couple or something like that. But I wonder again, you know, love and faith are very closely tied, and I feel like one of the big things that our ancient ancestors had in common was that their love for the planets, their love for astronomy, their love for the gods and things that they worship, their culture. So it may not be for like, oh, this was a something built to symbolize their love for another person, but to symbolize their love for another being beyond themselves here. And then the underlying energy is the life force. We have exuberance and then activation. Something is a key part of this is like missing somewhere. What am I missing here? Try to ask this a different way, see if I come up with some clarity. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. Wheel of Fortune, but this time it's coming up in reverse. And then the Seven of Wands. I'm just getting like it was built for one purpose, but it has been used for another. Or maybe people think it to mean another. What? Okay, I'm going to just interpret the cards because it's not coming through clear. Ace of Coins is usually the start or the creation of something new. It could deal with money, finances, source, materials, career, fresh start, economy, all of these kind of things is like coming to mind. Then we have Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands to me, oftentimes when it comes to things like this, is kind of like on that other opposite side of the cups, where it's like the passion, the drive, why we were meant to do this, what drove us, what empowered us to make this decision to create this, what was the energy behind, the force behind that. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune here, but it's coming up in reverse. So to me it feels like, I don't know, did the project run out of money or influence or passion? Did people stop doing it for whatever reason? Was it something here about maybe, again, it didn't serve the purpose that they thought it was going to serve, and so it was forgotten or let go? For whatever reason, something occurred and kind of made it close up shop. Brush our hands off, we're done. And then again, with the Seven of Wands being here, funny enough, the Seven of Wands in this particular deck often makes me think of like hard work. Work on your passion. Focus on what you need to do. Hey, if you knock this out, there's yet another thing that you have to do. I also think of like innovation as well as another big word that's coming up for me. It's not a big word, but like innovation is another thing that's coming up as well. And then look here, Queen of Coins. The Seven of Cups. This makes me feel like somebody was dissatisfied with its creation, what it was supposed to do. Two of Cups. Again, the kind of like love, the devotion is the word I'm thinking of. That devotion is coming through. And I just have to bring this up too because it's something that's coming up for me. This particular deck, the Two of Cups, is based on what's his name? Gilgamesh and his love for, I want to say Enlil, but I don't think that was the guy's name. I probably may be confusing the name here. But Gilgamesh and then the guy that he kind of like ran into and kind of was fighting for a while is bringing up that, you know, some people say that was a a gay relationship there. It could have had some gay meaning there or queer meaning, but it also could have just been like, oh, these two seen each other as equals. Yes. Let's see if there's going to be anything more that's coming out. See, here go that fire again. Unfolding path. What was supposed to be coming out of this? Sorry. I just started shuffling. Hold on. Don't embarrass me in front of my friends. Okay. Chaotic return. It feels chaotic, all right. Oh, uh-oh. They took a gamble and it didn't work out. Was it just placed in the wrong spot? Was it just placed in the wrong spot and it got covered over? Was it just kind of like something that they built very much like the Stonehenge in this in Britain, or was it something was like, or do they call it London? I could be fucking it up. But due to things in the climate, it got covered over. They thought they picked out the right location, not knowing what was about to come their way. This is what actually hit the table first. True will. Yeah, that kind of brings up the Seven of Wands energy for me for sure in this particular deck, in this particular reading. How passionate are you for real in making sure this is completed and done? Bleeding together is part of the underlying energy. Ooh, it's a lot of fire. Force of nature. And then we also have, force of nature. I just realized that. Yeah, something with nature and climate happened here. Inflammatory response. Look at the inflammatory response. What are you alluding to here? And with the Ace of Wands being here with the chaotic return, it makes it feel like you had to work in a certain parameter. So it didn't allow for a lot of like free flow in some kind of sense. Okay, we have didn't I say something? No, I said Nyx and Apollo, but I was definitely thinking what's his name? Is it Osiris and Isis? Leadership. Did they find some hieroglyphs on this, y'all? I'm gonna scream, okay? Because there's something that I feel like that's coming through, but I also don't want to say that because I feel like it's just, I'm pulling stuff out the back of my head. I'm just pulling stuff out my, and I don't want that to be it. So I'm kind of like fighting some of the hits that I'm getting because I'm like, no, that couldn't possibly be it. And that's one of the first things you shouldn't do. But I'm being transparent here. Because now I feel like I'm going to look like those ancient astronaut theories here. Communicating, and to me this is bringing up like the story of the Delphi oracles. People went to this place. I think this was also something very similar with the Iceni people who are based in Britain. Funny enough that's coming up for me for an example. They went to the Druids, or they here in I want to say it was Greek culture, where they went to these oracles and they, on behalf of the gods, they communicated with the people and provided that information that they needed. So I wonder if this was a place, of course, of like spiritual significance, where those spiritual leaders translated or provided some kind of guidance or information, some kind of solace to their people, but unfortunately, things happen dealing with nature. You know, nature took its course. And then we also have grounded. And to me, with this, especially with this being based in Australia, grounded, I'm thinking of, oh my God, I'm about to mess up. The Maori, or am I saying that right? I'm thinking of them and a lot of the significance that they hold. No, Aborigine. Sorry. Wrong island. Wrong continent. Aborigine. Okay, so don't focus on this saying I have a dream and freedom, right? Look, you know, Grand Canyon and then the water, you know how they say we like to think that the Grand Canyon, or we theorize that the Grand Canyon was carved out due to the glaciers. That's one of the theories they have for the Great Lakes as well. And so that's what I'm thinking of when I see this. Again, something dealing with the climate. Ooh, Vikings. You know, it's a theory they say the Vikings was here first. Or we'll say, because I hate saying it. It was people here first. I think it was other people here first. But, you know, coming from the Western world, is that what you would want to call it? They were some of the first ones that landed here. Yeah, but I don't believe that theory that, oh, you know, America was discovered. I think it was people here. I think that's bullcrap. Just to be honest, I don't like that story. And then we have power here dealing with dinosaurs in the Jurassic period. Funny enough, that's coming up. Interesting. Something with a breakthrough, moon landing, magic. Would that say Glastonbury, Britain? Are y'all picking up what's coming out? Are y'all picking up on what's pointed out here? I don't think I have any more to add. I think you just gonna have to read between the lines on that because it's not coming through clear for me. So I'm just giving you the cards because that's what I can give you. I can't do that again if I wanted to. I split this deck in half, and I kid you not. Let me find this because now I can't find it because I went to close it. Because I split this deck in half. Like, okay, what's another thing I need to know about this Stonehenge thing? And let's see here. Where is it? It was the egg. Something about boundaries. Where is it? It was in the middle because I like split it. What else do I need to know? And that card came up. Shoot. I should have just left it to the side so I could have seen it. Oh, crap. Now I can't find. Oh, here we go. Nurturing boundaries. Then we also have something else in here about boundaries. Yes. So what was the boundary that was being drawn here? Was it a boundary between the haves and the have-nots? The spiritual leaders and the regular mundane people? Was it the boundaries of like their worldview? What's the boundary here? What's the boundary? Let's see if I can get something else. Silk Road. Oh, I think of Silk Road and I think of like how many cultures came together and exchanged ideas along with culture and, you know, gifts and items and things like that. Six of Cups, things of the past. And also notice how they're giving things back and forth here. It could be, you know, a trade of ideals as well. I think I said that. Because it is something dealing with money. It could be dealing with trade of goods, but don't get focused on like, it doesn't have to be goods as in like, oh, it had to be something like physical, like tangible. It could be a trade of goods in the sense of like trade of leadership, trade of, again, ideas, trade of intellect, trade of yeah, just intellect, information you need to know about this particular area, or these typical things that we kind of look for. It doesn't have to be something exactly tangible. It could be something that, once it's provided to you, it's like, I want to say ethereal, but I don't feel like that's the right word. I could be butchering that, but it could be a trait of, some kind of ethereal, non-physical stuff here. I hope I am making sense. I'm sorry, this is kind of like all over the place, but again, trying to translate intuitive reader, so I can only bring you examples of kind of like what I'm getting. I would want to see someone else do a reading on this and see where our wires cross, or where they kind of like run parallel or connect, because I want somebody else to kind of like also do a reading on this and provide some kind of like clarity, or maybe something that they say will trigger my intuition and be like, oh, okay, that explains what I was picking up on. But I want somebody who's like, don't actually read, because I feel like I'm giving y'all a lot and it's not really clear. But again, that's the nature of readings like this. They don't always come across clear. But let me know what you think down in the comment section. What theories do you have? Or if there was something here that I mentioned that kind of set your antennas up, let me know down in the comments, and let's exchange ideas. Let's have a good conversation about this. With all of that being said, if you like this reading, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more readings like this, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to all, so you can see the next time I upload. Or you can always just recommend another, spiritual conspiracy reading, on things like this. And these are the ones I love the most. I know they don't always oftentimes get the best views or the most views, but these are the ones I love doing the most. Okay. I love to kind of get the imagination running, the intuition going, and really trying to pull through what's going on. So with all of that being said, I thank you all for joining me, for watching, for sitting through this and giving it a thumbs up, for sharing. And I will see you all in the next video. Have a great day or night wherever you are. Bye.